Listen, there are some everyday items that I really don't think you should be reaching for if you want to look more elevated in your style. I would actually suggest these items that I'm going to present to you in today's video. And honestly, ladies, they are so easy to wear, so easy to style. And you know what? They're just as comfortable and convenient as, all these options that you tend to reach for. First, I want to talk to you about the basics, ladies. The basics are everything. I mean, how easy is it to just, put on a pair of earrings, like this? And these are not even real earrings. They're like the clip-ons, right? You just clip them on. You see, instantly, it elevates your entire outfit. Same goes for just, doing your hair properly, applying a little bit of makeup. Details in the description box below. Something that many ladies tend to forget is that just by perfecting the basics, like creating a nice canvas, you actually don't really need any complicated garments or items or anything specific to look instantly more elevated in your casual style. What happens, however, often is that if we ignore the basics, we look a little bit more scruffy. Add to that a really plain or even scruffy looking outfit, and bam, ladies, 2 + 2 equals disaster. And that is actually the secret to why some ladies, they always look so fresh, so clean, so nice, even when they wear something that actually is not very special. This is kind of a very typical casual everyday outfit of mine. I love wearing a simple ballerina shoe. I love wearing my cropped pants, whether it is in jeans or a more tailored version. I also love the oversized shirt, and that is for me one of my favorite outfit formulas. But you might be thinking, but I don't like shirts. I think that they are restrictive. I feel like they're too stuffy. They're not comfortable. A t-shirt is more comfy. Well, let me show you that is a myth. Look, I'm gonna demonstrate a few things for you. Here I have handpicked a few button downs, right? We have the Anna Bay collection, a linen shirt. By the way, I'm also wearing it here, but in a different color. And these are perfect for summer. Then we have the cotton shirt. Oh, love, love, love. And actually, I want to pause there for a second. I want to tell you a little bit more about this. Here I have a traditional, crispy, nice white shirt. Nothing wrong with this white shirt, but you know what? On a day when I want to be casual, comfy, I might not be reaching for this because it's something I wear more when I want to be more formal. Listen, both are actually cotton. However, they feel completely differently, and they also wrinkle much differently and lay differently on the body. So it's all about finding those fabrics that really feel amazing on your body, because I'm gonna show you something now. So I put the shirt on, and let me tell you, it feels like I'm wearing a pajama shirt. The shirts that you wear when you sleep. It does not feel restrictive. The fabric is comfy. I swear to you, I have so many of these shirts, and I wear them all the time because they're just so easy to just pull on, and then you instantly look better than if you wear something like, something like this. Like, look. Perfect to, mix and match with your jeans, or if you have another favorite trouser. And I'm also wearing my ballerina shoes. So nice. Love this kind of look. And it's so perfect for, everyday casual style. You don't have to always complicate things. I also do like to have it a little bit, nonchalantly styled. This is up to each and every one. Some want to have it like prim and properly done. Some are like me, want to have it like semi-relaxed, a bit like, it doesn't really matter, a little bit, because it all depends how the rest of you look. If you look scruffy in the rest of you, then obviously just being a little bit, nonchalant in how you wear your shirt might also look scruffy, might not work. So those are some details to think about. And now I have changed into a very simple top. And by the way, look at me. I'm just wearing a pair of simple black pants with a simple white top. But why does this instantly look already a little bit more interesting than if I just was wearing a white t-shirt? Well, because there's a little nice, cute little peplum effect going on here. There's a little bit of not a design element, but there's something different to this top than what the usual white t-shirt would give you, right? Invest in styles that have some form of design element to them, like a little peplum top. Honestly, it's so flattering on pretty much any body shape as well. Okay, let me tell you one way how I love dressing casual in summer. Here I'm wearing an Anna Bay linen top. I love wearing a covering linen top like this, open of course. It can actually be even longer. I actually have a beach version of this shirt that I love, love, love. You know, instead of wearing a cardigan, because cardigan can sometimes feel a bit stuffy, I feel a bit restrictive. Look, here I've put one on, a cardigan, just to kind of show you that sometimes, I don't know, this doesn't feel as exciting for some reason. I'm not saying this is bad, but I'm saying that I want more choice. And that's why I like to have a linen shirt as a cover up, because you know, the weather gets cold sometimes, or sometimes we just want to cover up for whatever reasons, right? Plus in summer, it actually gets quite hot wearing cardigans, so no thanks. Do you know what's the easiest way to elevate a simple, casual, everyday outfit? Adding a bit of color, working with prints. And it's not rocket science, because look, I was just showing you a bunch of button downs. Now we can continue to the blouse department, which is also ultimately a simple button down. But because you select it in a nice fabric, in a nice print, a nice color, you know, not only go for neutrals all the time, you're gonna add a lot of elevation to your outfit, but you're breaking what's safe, what's plain, and instead you're like, aha, I'm gonna add a little bit of flamboyance, I'm gonna add a little bit of color. If you ever look at people in the high fashion world, how they dress, like they will wear really casual outfits, but they look very elevated because they incorporate color, they incorporate prints. And so you can still wear some simple top, some simple pant, but by just opting for color, for print, it's gonna elevate it so much more than when you just go for the safe, neutral, and kind of very plain. Now I do wanna just add a little disclaimer, because you can absolutely look super elevated in wearing something very simple, very plain, like simplistic. So the conversation is not that plain is bad or neutrals are bad. No, it's more about that there are certain shortcuts that you can do when you incorporate things like color or print. It's a little life hack. And that actually takes me to outerwear, because look, this is my most worn kind of little jacket, or whatever you want to call it, a little coat that I wear in spring or sometimes on cold days in summer, because it's actually kind of like a long cardigan. So my little life hack is be boring, be plain, but just throw something really interesting or colorful or with prints. It just elevates you. There's no need to really complicate anything. And so because of these kind of hacks of mine, I just focus on incorporating them in my casual style instead of like doing something so complicated. Sometimes all it takes is just one interesting looking item that you put on, and then voila, the rest of you now looks more fab versus before. Now let's talk a little bit of sneaker, because I told you in the previous video, and by the way, if you haven't watched that video, make sure you watch it after this video, because this is actually the part 2 of that conversation of how to look elevated in casual style. But so when we wear casual clothes, we definitely want to have a casual shoe. And my choice is a sneaker, but it doesn't have to be a running shoe. It doesn't have to be something kind of really not nice looking, right? You can find an elevated shoe, and you know, my favorite one is the one I've been talking about for many years, is the Louis Vuitton front row shoe. I have removed a little buckle here because I don't like the buckle, so that it ends up just looking like a very plain and simple shoe. This is literally a leather shoe in a sneaker model. Perfect. But sometimes I find like this shoe can work with dresses, and I wear the shoe with dresses, but I love wearing dresses as part of my casual outfit formula. And unfortunately, sometimes these just don't look as good with all dresses. You know, then what you should do that really does elevate it even better is to get a sneaker with a little bit of platform. You're gonna see that that is actually gonna elevate you slightly more. I can't explain what it is. Maybe it's the kind of elongation effect, or the fact that the shoe looks a little bit more interesting. There's something going on there. There's a little bit of design to it. But that is something I do recommend that you look for. Look for a casual shoe with a bit of design feel, so that it feels modern. It feels a little bit, you know, stylish. Because even though there's nothing wrong with this shoe, it's just that sometimes I opt for this version because it just elevates it slightly more than this more plain looking shoe. By the way, a quick favorite hack of mine as well, which I do all the time when I elevate casual clothes, is that I change belts. Let's say I wear a shirt dress, I remove the standard belt and I simply just add like one of my many belts that I have collected over the years. So as you can see, I'm wearing an Anna shirt dress and I just swapped the belt. Elevates any casual outfit instantly. Such a great little hack. So these were just some examples of how you can elevate your casual everyday style, but I do want to make you aware that if you go to levelupclass.com, that is actually the platform where I host my teachings on leveling up, because I'm here for you to help you transform from the inside, from the outside, and also to upgrade your life as a result. If you want to have that kind of mentoring from me, then just go to levelupclass.com, and I do suggest that you watch part 1 of the casual styling video, because this was actually only part 2. Now I will see you in future videos if you subscribe to this channel, and by the way, I am planning on releasing more videos on this subject because there are actually more items that can elevate your casual style, but you will have to subscribe to find out more.